Okay, so there's a new set of eclipses that are coming up for us. And what this means is that we're going to be going through another series of collective changes and shifts in our lives. There's even a possibility for individual transformation. So let's explore this video. Okay, before we go anywhere, I just want to say that this video is actually part of a series, and I've created a playlist. You can find that link in the description, and I'll be adding content to that playlist so you can actually follow along with the insights that I have regarding these eclipses. Now, the eclipses will be happening in the sign of Scorpio and Taurus, with the solar eclipse happening at 2 degrees of Scorpio on the 25th of October, and the lunar eclipse happening 16 degrees of Taurus on the 8th of November. So, what are eclipses and why are they so impactful? Well, eclipses are actually simply new and full moons, with a solar eclipse being a new moon and a lunar eclipse actually being a full moon. Now, eclipses form when you have a straight line between the Earth, the Sun, and the Moon. The solar eclipse is when you have the Sun, the Moon, and then the Earth. When you have a lunar eclipse, you've got the Sun, the Earth now in the middle, and then the Moon behind. Now, eclipses form roughly 5.5 to 6 months apart. And what makes them impactful is they actually align with what is called the lunar nodes. Now, these lunar nodes are actually formed like this. The Earth revolves around the Sun and follows what is called an ecliptic path. Because the Moon is revolving around the Earth, it also follows this ecliptic path. Now, the Moon actually dips beneath the ecliptic path at one point and rises at another point. These are 180 degrees in opposition to each other. Okay? These are called the lunar nodes. And you can actually see this in your natal astrology chart. You call them the South Node and the North Node. Now, these lunar nodes, what makes them so impactful is because they reflect the evolutionary path of our collective consciousness. They are integration points. And what this means is that we're taking into account that in our solar system, there are other cycles taking place. Like, for instance, Jupiter may be entering a new sign, or Saturn may be going direct. So during this 5.5 to 6 months process, where we have a lunar eclipse and solar eclipse pattern, we have other cycles taking place, which impact the way that our experience of our consciousness evolves. These lunar nodes are integration points for all of these things taking place. Pretty neat, right? So what I'd like to share with you is the current cycles that will be taking place during these eclipse season. As you can see, there are actually some really powerful transits taking place. The thing that really fascinates me the most is if you look at the last 2 lunar cycles, going all the way back to the end of 2021, where we had a solar eclipse in Sagittarius, thinking about Jupiter and what it's doing right now. We had a lunar eclipse in Taurus, and then at the beginning of 2022, we've got a solar eclipse in Taurus and a lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And now they've switched. So now we have a lunar eclipse in Taurus and a solar eclipse in Scorpio. And what I see here over the last 1.5 years has been a collective shift in our sense of value and the cultural and individual truths that facilitate our values. In other words, we're going through a deep metamorphosis and change regarding our collective ideals, our truths, our perspectives, and the values that essentially influence those truths. Pretty profound, isn't it? So, if you want to learn more about what this up and coming solar eclipse in Scorpio is going to do, I've actually got a video and I encourage you to click on it right now.